Hi there, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here at the Cabildo with Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. Billy, welcome to the show.
Glad to be with you. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. So you've had a great 3 years as Lieutenant Governor. Tourism is booming in Louisiana. And here at the Cabildo, this is like the heart of where people come.
It is. You know, when we took office, this building has not seen a new exhibit in 30 years. The wax on the floor was 10 inches thick. Through a lot of hard work, and the walls were leaking. We've got everything secure. It's in great shape. As you can see, we had the King and Queen of Spain here.
I saw that was a great
And now
exhibit.
we have the exhibit of the life of Miss Pontalba, who actually rebuilt after the fire, the cathedral and these buildings, and then built those beautiful apartments that we still get rent from today to help fund the museum.
I've heard that those were the first apartments in America.
Yes, and she was a pretty incredible. Imagine a woman in that day in the construction business, and she was a force to reckon with. My favorite story is the reason Andrew Jackson is sideways in Jackson Square is she had a crush on him, and she wanted to sit on her balcony and have him looking at her every morning, tilting his hat, rearing up in his horse. And so I could use her political stroke today. Know that she had that kind of influence in New Orleans in those days.
New Orleans has so many anecdotes. It's just amazing.
Really incredible.
So you have museums and parks for the whole state.
Right, and we're working hard to make the parks an attraction with new things. We're adding handicap or special needs equipment to all the parks, the splash pads. We're looking for those private-public partnerships. We've got horseback riding in one state park now. We're putting new sand on all the beaches.
Fontainebleau has great beach.
It really does, but I had a young lady, when I asked her to go home and ask her parents to staycation in Louisiana, she said our beaches sucked. So I made a commitment by next summer, this year, we'll have new sand on all of our beaches in our state parks.
And Poverty Point, that's like the highlight of our state parks.
It really is. It's a jewel. Those mounds, 3,400 years old, the history there, World Heritage Site. But we need a wow factor there. We need you to take your family up there and go, wow, you've got to see this. Maybe it's a building like this with virtual reality, how they built those mounds 34 years ago. So we're working with CenturyLink and Louisiana Tech, and we want them to develop that wow factor, and then we're going to ask CenturyLink to pay for it and be the proud sponsor of the World Heritage Site here in Louisiana.
Well, there's so many things. There's a wildlife park close by. There's a great fishing. There's a golf course that's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And then Teddy Roosevelt was close by.
So if we can build that World Heritage Site as a tourism destination and move people to that corner of the state, we've got great things to do and see all over the state. We're really going to capture not only the staycation, but foreign travelers that want to see more than just one city or one state, get them moving around Louisiana.
When I was there were people from Germany there, actually.
Yeah, it's a great tourist attraction. We gotta give them more to see up there.
And I think it's only one of 23 in the whole country.
Absolutely.
And it's a great place. So movies, because up there there's Bonnie and Clyde, but you got a lot of great movie sites in Louisiana.
My favorite saying about the movie industry, people want to go where movies were shot and where people were shot, like Bonnie and Clyde right here in Louisiana. We learned that on our tourism trips, that people want to go see where those movies were filmed. Steel Magnolia put Natchitoches on the map. The first Tarzan movie in Morgan City filmed. NCIS New Orleans drives people to New Orleans every year. We did a study to help save the tax credits for the movie industry, and it showed that 9% of everyone that comes to Louisiana they're heavily influenced by something they saw on TV and a movie. That's a little over 1.3 billion economic impact to Louisiana. So the movie industry is a big part of our tourism industry. We want to continue to work with the movie industry. We want our movie producers and filmmakers to identify the city and town they're in, and we want them to leave behind an artifact. So one day we can have that great movie museum with an artifact from every movie and TV show that was filmed here in Louisiana.
Well, we were filming in Ile de Jean Charles, and they left the orange rescue container from that movie site.
So we're hoping to do that and start really building a network with the movie industry.
And Bacchus this year highlighted movies.
Absolutely.
They had 20 floats of movies.
Yeah, so it's a great thing. It's an economic, it's something that's growing in Louisiana. And since we stabilized the tax credits, more people are coming back. I became good friends with Kevin Costner doing the oil spill. When he looks at a script, he looks at whether he likes it and where is it being filmed. And he always gives a leg up if it's Louisiana, because he loves the people, he loves the food, and he loves the way we treat them when they come here So he was in the Highwayman about Bonnie and Clyde's life recently, filming here in Louisiana.
Now, speaking of helping and working with Kevin, you were parish president of Plaquemines Parish. And that was where the hurricane of 1893 hit, Buras.
Yes.
I mean, there's a story there with Rotary Club.
Absolutely. The founder of Rotary was there, rode out the hurricane, and began helping people after the hurricane. And after he went back to Chicago with 3 or 4 buddies, came up with the concept, the idea of an organization that put service before self, and helping your neighbors and helping others. And had he not rode out that hurricane, we might have not have Rotary doing great things all over the world today.
It is unbelievable. We were down there for the Orange Festival, which is a phenomenal festival. Salvador Pizzotti, who actually donated money to Mother Cabrini and the Gates at City Park. That gentleman, Paul Harris, was working on his orange plantation and rescued the women and children of the plantation.
Unbelievable story. You know, those are great stories all over Louisiana. But to be president of that parish, ride out and help people through 5 hurricanes and the oil spill, and have so much love and passion for that parish, and then to learn later that all that the great we do work as a Rotarian, had that not he not rode out that storm, we might not have that great organization today.
There's a great museum in Galliano that showcases the movement of the people down there after the hurricanes were hitting to Leesville and then up at Buras.
It's incredible. North Louisiana is full of people that had migrated up from Plaquemines Parish after 1, 2, 3, Camille, Betsy, one of the hurricanes, and they moved north. So it's great that so many people relocated north but stayed in Louisiana.
Now, you've been phenomenal. Everybody, you have such a great personality, that Southern personality, but you got a big fan. That's Emily.
Oh, look.
Emmy, I should say.
Emmy, I wouldn't be lieutenant governor without her. There were many days I wanted to stop waving signs. My arms hurt from waving. And how do you stop when there's a young lady that believes in you in a wheelchair standing next to you on that street corner? Her mother several times tried to get her to go in because of the sun. She stood out there day and night. She was the first one there and the last to leave. And she's my heart and soul. And whenever I think I'm having a bad day, I think about her smiling face and how she looks at life, and she inspires me.
I think she's going to follow you wherever you go as a political strategist.
Absolutely.
Billy, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for all you've been doing for Louisiana.
Well, appreciate what you do for tourism in the great state, highlighting so many of these great things. We're lucky to have you here in Louisiana, too.
Thanks for being on the show, Billy.
Glad to be here.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Celebrating Culture.